Welcome to How Preschool Teachers Do It.
This is Alison Kentos. I am an early childhood educator.
And this is Cindy Tarabush. I am an early childhood consultant.
This podcast is for parents and early childhood professionals.
Let our experience and research-based knowledge become your guide. Happy Monday, Preschool Peeps.
Hi, peeps.
During our last episode, we talked about effort and mastery and what children do after we have introduced something. What we did not talk about was our introducing of the thing.
Yeah.
So we're going
backwards, I guess. Yeah.
Right. We're going a little backwards here.
A little backwards. It's fine. Yeah.
But we wanted to talk about the fact that we often sugarcoat things when we introduce them to children. I think it's true not only for children, but young children, but also as children get older. We do this. Yes. I'm not sure why we do it, because it's essentially lying to them.
Yeah. It's a big time lie.
It's a big one. It's more than kind of a lie. It's a lie.
It's a lie.
And I think that we get more from children when we're upfront with them and when we tell it like it is.
Yes.
As much as we can at their developmental level.
Yes.
So one of the things we can do is acknowledge when something is going to be difficult for them.
Yeah.
Why do we not do that? Why do we introduce something? It could be to individual children or the group of children, knowing that this is going to be rough.
Yeah.
And we still look at them and say, you can do it. It's all good.
It's fine. It's easy.
It's all good.
It's fine.
Right.
Or it might be something that is easy for us as adults because we mastered this like 15, 20 years ago or longer, but not thinking like, oh, wait, when I was 5, 6 years old, that was really, really hard. It's easy for me now. So I'm just like, yeah, it's easy. It's fine. Like we all do it. When really it's like the effort that goes into that is really, really a lot. A lot of work, And
it's not easy. It's not easy to learn every skill, but we act like every skill for every child has the same effort. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak. Level of ease.
Yeah.
And they don't. And I think that it's okay to look at children and say something like, this is going to be difficult.
Yes.
Sometimes learning new things is hard.
Yeah.
It's okay if it's hard, and it's okay if it takes you time.
Yeah.
I'm here to help you. Instead, we look at them and we go, you can do it!
You can do it. Yeah.
This is going to be okay, and I believe in you, I know it, I know you can do it.
Yeah. But think about, like, what goes through their heads. Like, you're sitting there saying, okay, the adult in my life is saying this is easy, and I can do this, and no piece of cake kind of thing, and now it's hard for me. So I'm struggling with this, and I can't get it, and am I letting everybody down because it should be easy, but it's not easy? And maybe I'm going to hide the fact that it's not easy. Like you got to think of like, what are they thinking when they hear this all the time? Like, this is easy. And then it's not. So now they feel like they're failing or that there's something wrong with them or that, why is it coming easy for everybody else? And I can't do it. And I feel like it leads to a lot of other issues that could have been prevented if we just said, this is hard. But you can do hard things, and I will be here to support you during this. If you have any you need me, I'll be here. Just raise your hand or come over to me. Now think, okay, child's doing it. It's not easy. Oh, wait, but Miss Allison said I could just ask her for help. Okay, hey, I need help. Okay, now they don't feel like they failed. They're doing exactly what you said that they could do. It's not easy. I'm here for you. Come to me if you need help. And now it's not a failing or letting down or feeling stupid. It's, okay, this must be normal because she said I would need help and I'm asking for help.
If we say to children, I believe in you, right? That's fine. I believe in you. You can do hard things.
Yeah.
It may take you time.
Yeah, I think we should say that. This might take a long time to master. Because I think sometimes they think, I think they think that everything should come very quickly. Okay, I should know this by the end of the day. Okay, well, you might not know this by the end of the day. This might take you years to figure out. All right, but I think we need to say that, hey, you're not going to know this in pre-K. You might not fully understand it until you are in first grade. and that's okay. You know, like, because now they're like,
you should know this by the end of the episode. That's what that is. That's a television thing. You should, because when they watch TV shows, there's a main character with a problem, and the problem in their shows is generally solved by the end of the episode.
Yes, and that's not how life works.
TV sitcom mindset that things get solved within an episode. So even when we say to them, this may be hard, it may take you time, I believe in you, you can do this, it's just going to take some time, and I'm here to help you. When we say stuff like that to them, they may still think it should be done by the end of the day. It should be done by the end of today's episode of I'm in preschool, or I'm in kindergarten, or I'm in today's episode of I'm in first grade ends at 3:00. So
3:00. Yeah.
Right? Today's episode, and it goes for older children too. Today's episode of I'm in 10th grade ends at the end of the marking period, and I need to have mastered it by then. We have these time frames that our lives go by.
Yeah.
And so much of it is just, it's kind of a myth. It's not, you're not going to master everything ever. You're not going to necessarily do really hard things right away.
Right.
And I think it would be wonderful if people looked at us through our entire lives and said to us, this is going to be hard. Yeah. So, prepare. Yeah. Also, there are ways that you can get help, and here are the ways that you can get help. Yeah. I think when you go, let's say, to a good mental health therapist, in the beginning of your work with a mental health therapist, they'll look at you and say things like, this isn't going to be an easy process.
Right. It's not an overnight sensation kind of thing.
Right.
Change does not happen overnight. I hear that a lot.
Right. This is not an easy process.
Yes.
It's
going to take a lot of
work your way through.
Yeah. It's going to take a lot of work and effort on your part. You have to put your part in for it to work.
Yes. There's got to be a way that we can say this to young children, or we can say to them, this is going to take a lot of trying.
Yeah.
This can be hard for people. Yeah. It's going to take a lot of trying. I believe you can do hard things.
Yes.
And whenever you need me, just ask, I will help you. Isn't that a more worthy conversation that respects children's self-concept, their belief in themselves?
Yes. Yes.
Because like Alison said before, when we say things to them like, this is easy, this isn't so hard, we all do this. You can do it. When they struggle with it, they think there's something wrong with themselves.
Right. Right. And I feel like
How many times has someone looked at you, Alison, and said, this isn't hard. Why are you struggling with this?
Oh my God. I feel like every day. Life is a struggle, okay? I don't know who told me in, I don't know, high school that adulthood would be like, oh, don't worry, it's easy once you get to be an adult. No, it's not. No, it's not. Please, I wish somebody said, no, listen, life is hard, man. Like, it's really hard. You can have anxiety during the whole thing. Just expect it. No, but instead, I feel like, honestly, every day I'm like, I'm failing life because I haven't checked off all the things that people said I should have done by now. Okay? And that's not what life is. And I think kids in the classroom are also comparing themselves to each other. So you sit there with a task and you're like, okay, this might take you months to master. But Johnny over here mastered it in a month, and you are nowhere near it. And you're going to sit there and be like, something's wrong with me because look, he got it. He got it in a month. And I've been doing this for 6 months and I can't do it. But I also feel like Cindy was saying, you're not going to master everything ever. It's not like, I am not a mathematician at all. I will never master anything that has to do with math. Do I need to? No. Do I know the basics of math? Yes. So I feel like sometimes you need to tell kids, like, you can try and you still may never be an expert in this subject. And that's okay, because somebody else will be. What you need to do is just try. Just try.
Maybe even better than saying to children, you can do hard things, is to say to children, you can try hard things.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, you can try.
I believe in you. You can try hard things.
Yeah.
And then just sort of leave it like that. I believe in you.
I like
know
that
you know
better.
how to ask for help.
Yep.
I believe in you. You can try hard things. Believe in yourself. I know
Yeah.
that you can put in the trying part of it.
Yeah.
Because there are things that they're just not going to master based on who
Right.
they are.
And I think that's okay, because I feel like as adults, we don't know everything. I certainly don't know everything. I rely on the people around me who do. You know, like if I have a question about something I don't know about, I call that person and be like, hey, listen, I don't know what I'm doing here. Could you help me? But I think I kind of learned that the hard way, because when I was growing up, it was like, no, you just do everything on your own. You don't
Mm-hmm.
ask for help. What do you,
Yeah.
if you ask for help, that's weakness, you know? And now I think we need to teach children that asking for help is not a weakness, that
It's a strength.
it's a strength, you know, and you will be stronger by asking those people around you who are experts in whatever field you're trying to discover, and that'll make you stronger and you smarter, as well as the person who's helping you, you know. And I think so often when we were kids, it was like, no, you don't ask for help, you were to be
Yeah.
seen and not heard kind of thing. Don't ask for help, just figure it out on your own and be done. And that's not the way it should be at all.
You know, it's also something we're also supposed to be teaching and modeling for young children is empathy.
Yeah.
That's something that children learn mostly through people modeling it for them.
Yes.
And I think we have to think about what is empathy. Brene Brown, many of you have heard me talk about her before or heard about her in the world.
Yeah,
Brene Brown. She's
awesome.
an amazing researcher from the University of Houston. She studies vulnerability and shame. She has many best-selling books and one of the most listened to TED Talks, and she has specials on Netflix and HBO Max, and she's incredible. She has this really short video on YouTube that talks about what is empathy, because we often mistake empathy and sympathy, and what people need is really empathy. Yeah. So maybe what I'll do is I'll go onto our Patreon and put in our resources the link to that video, because I really want y'all to watch it. So go to Patreon, patreon.com/how preschool teachers do it, and join our Patreon, become one of our patrons, and you get access to all this great extra stuff, including extra episodes and all that. But at any rate, empathy and Brene Brown's video, she talks about what empathy looks like, and it looks like saying to other human beings, wow, that's hard. That's it. I know how you feel, not been there, not trying to negate it in any way, not trying to say, well, you know, at least this or that. You have to watch her video to really get that. But what empathy is looking at people and saying, yeah, that's hard. And so when we say to children, this is going to be hard, that's a form of empathy.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I feel so much better when somebody says, wow, that's really hard, than when somebody says, I know exactly how you feel. Like, no, you actually don't know exactly how I feel. So I feel like that's a much better way to go about it, is to be like, this is hard.
This is hard.
And just acknowledging this is hard.
Right. I mean, we say to children who are very, very young, and they're developing their self-concept and their self-worth at these very young ages, when we say to them, this is going to be hard, you can try hard things.
Yeah.
When they become adults, and as my children call it, and many young people call it, adulting is hard.
Adulting is hard.
To be able to say to yourself, this is hard, but you can try hard things.
Yeah.
Is really good for them, like in their 20s and 30s, where my children are.
Yeah.
Because life is hard, especially
life is hard.
these days. So.
Oh my God, yeah.
Right? So I think that when children grow up hearing that acknowledgement of a task being difficult, they grow up understanding that some things are just really difficult, and that you give it your best effort, which again leads back to last week's episode, that if you didn't listen to effort versus mastery, you need to go back and listen, because it kind of connects. Yeah. I really want children to know that the fact that they feel a task is hard is valid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if we didn't think it was going to be difficult for them, when we see they're struggling or not succeeding at it right away, and we thought they were going to go over to them and say, I see this is hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes things are hard.
Yeah.
There are things that are hard for me too.
Yeah.
Right? When we look at children, especially like if you're teaching pre-K and above, and you say to them, some things are hard for me too, they're going to be surprised. Kindergartners are like, things are hard for you?
Yes.
Because they think you're all knowing and all seeing.
Right. I do that all the time with kids, especially if I make a mistake. Oh, I made a mistake. I will say it out loud so that they know, okay, things are hard and I don't always get it right the first time. And I'm an adult. So it's okay for them to realize this is hard and I tried, but I didn't get it right the first time. I'm going to try again. Because now I'm modeling that that's a normal thing, that it's normal to make mistakes and this is how you learn from your mistakes. And that I didn't get all overly upset that I made a mistake. You know, mistakes are just a way of life. This is what happens now. What can I do differently to do it different next time? You know, and this is hard doing this over and over and over again, but it might be worth it if I figure it out, you know? And we as an adult, I think oftentimes make it seem like we are all knowing, especially like teachers. They make that job look really easy and it is not easy, you know? And I think it's sometimes good to just kind of be like a human with these children, be like, hey, that's really hard for me, or it's really hard to come here every day and try every day and beyond, you know, I just admit that to them because we're people, you know, and we shouldn't be this all-knowing perfection all the time because that's what
There's no such thing as perfection. There's also no such thing as you're going to master everything or everything's going to be easy for you. And let's just be upfront about it and stop sugarcoating the hard things. And what seems easy to us is difficult for a child. It's hard.
Right. Yeah.
And that's true of all children who have special needs, children who do not have special needs, children with disabilities, children who do not have disabilities. There are things that are hard for everyone. And that's another great thing for them to understand, don't you think?
Yeah.
I think it's hard, it's great for them to understand there are things that are hard for everyone. There are things that are easy for everyone, regardless of your ability level, your developmental level, your physical abilities, regardless of all of that.
Right.
And I think that that's a really nice message to send to children who also need to learn about their peers who might have some things that they struggle with, like a physical disability, a developmental delay, a learning disability, something like that, for them to learn, oh, you know, there are things that are hard for everybody and easy for everybody. And that's perfectly fine. Right. I hope that you think about, peeps, the wording that you use with children and to be really upfront with them. And remember, something that's easy to me, like, I'm not going to say zipping my coat. I'm terrible at zipping my winter coat. Something that's easy to me, like putting my shoes on, can be really difficult for a young child. Something that's easy for me, like opening my lunch container, can be really difficult for a very young child. And when we put it in front of them, instead of saying to them, you can do it, we should be looking at them and saying, this might be hard. I believe you can try. Hard things. Go ahead and try. I'm here to help.
But try first before you ask for help. And
try.
Then, try.
I'm here. But even if they don't want to try right away, not everybody wants to try right away. So if you look at me and you say, I need help, right? Before you try, I'll help you. How do we demonstrate we're going to help? By helping. Right, by helping. So I'm right here if you need help. I believe you can try. I think that should be the message. All right. So let's see. I'm looking on my list of who's been listening. And let's see if we're going to shout you out. Don't go anywhere, everybody. Don't go anywhere. Especially if you are from Singapore. Don't go anywhere because we're shouting you out, Singapore.
Hello, Singapore.
In our top 3 this week.
Amazing.
Singapore. I know. I'm so excited how far we are reaching.
Yeah.
And in the United States, again, it's a state that I believe we have shouted out before, so we're going to say the location. A place that I have visited a couple of times, actually. Dallas,
Okay.
Texas.
Oh, I have never been there.
Oh, you need to go there.
Nice?
Dallas is so interesting. Plus, if you're like me and you're a history buff, there's lots of historical things.
Oh, cool.
In Dallas. There's lots of things to see. So yes, Dallas is a really cool place to go. If you're listening in Dallas, hello, been there.
Dallas. Yeah.
Right? Been there. And they have good food and good places to visit and historical things to see that I don't want to really tell you about because I want you to go to Dallas.
Right. Yeah. Just go.
So we will see you in a couple of places. We will see you on Patreon for our patrons. We will see you back here because, as we promised, this is still happening weekly.
It is.
We just really hope that people will support the work and help us to expand it because otherwise this is where we're stuck.
Right. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And so much more can be done with us and this platform.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. You can find a video on YouTube that introduced Patreon and more coming soon.
Yes.
Take care, preschool peeps.
Bye, peeps.